So, future former Congressman Thomas Massie out of Kentucky is apparently on CNN with probably the least masculine person in the world, and that's a joke because we, of course, have Caitlin Collins and all her 6 foot beauty, and apparently they're going to have a little circle jerk about revealing that Les Wexner, the guy that we who are reading the news knew was a co-conspirator to Epstein as of like 7 years ago, apparently is a co-conspirator.
Congressman Thomas Massie is my next source here tonight. And thank you, sir, for being here. That was Jamie Raskin and Jared Moskowitz's takeaway. Obviously, we already knew Trump's name was mentioned in the files. You can see that publicly. What was your takeaway from what you saw behind there?
Well, Jared is right. There are co-conspirators named in these files that have been redacted. And so I was surprised to find the names of 6 men in there. One is a sultan. He may not be a co-conspirator, but he's the one who sent the torture video. Another is a high-profile CEO, retired, who was listed as a co-conspirator, literally listed as a co-conspirator on FBI documents, and he had been redacted, and his picture and his name.
Okay, now it's one thing to promote, sunlight being the best disinfectant, and I can be behind that. But ultimately, what are they going to do here? Are they going to prosecute, subpoena? Why? What power do they have?
4 men that are kind of in a list of 20 that includes Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein.
Why don't you just fucking read the list? Jesus. Sorry.
And I was able to find those 4 names. So 6 names in there. I'm asking the DOJ to unredact.
So you had said that on Twitter. Todd Blanche, who is the Deputy Attorney General on the Sultan.
Mind you, Congress leaks all the time. They have special privileges under the law where they can pretty much libel, defame anybody they want as sitting congressman. He won't be one for much longer, so maybe that's why he doesn't do this. But what I'm recommending here is if you're not being an opportunist, which everybody in politics are, why don't you just go ahead and leak it to someone else, and they'll say it on a third party, put it on Fortune. I don't know where the hell you're going to put it, but just put it somewhere, and it probably won't even get back to you. And so the point being is that he doesn't do it for the same reason that the DOJ doesn't do it, because either they'd get whacked if people knew what the hell was going on and who was a co-conspirator and who wasn't, or because you were in on it too. I doubt it. This guy probably has a body count of a high school sweetheart from the 80s. Okay, so come on.
Hart responded tonight and said, he quote tweeted you and said, you looked at the document, you know it's an email address that was redacted. The law requires redactions for personally identifiable information, including an email address. And he said the Sultan's name is available unredacted in the files. He says, be honest and stop grandstanding.
No, they redacted the email. Now, it may be a mistake on their part, or maybe they didn't intend to redact the Sultan's involvement in this torture video, but it is the Sultan's email. And then I put the Sultan.
See, okay, look, it's one thing if you said it's the Sultan of Oman, it's the Sultan of, I don't fucking know, Saudi Arabia, and then name it. But you won't even give the country where the Sultan's from, so it's grandstanding. A Sultan. You could have said a fucking firefighter, an attorney. That's not specific, not too
back into
particular.
Their computer and found the Sultan's name. This is something you can't do at home. You can't do on the internet. And so I had to go in there and find it. This is an example of something, maybe it wasn't intentional on their part. I'd like to hear his take on the redaction of the CEO, who's listed as a co-conspirator in the 2019 child sex trafficking case.
So can I ask you, because, and I want to ask you if this is the same person, Todd Blank also said about that tonight that the document you're citing there has victim names in it, seeming to say that's why there are redactions. He said, we have just unredacted Les Wexner's name from this document, but his name already appears in the file thousands of other times, and he says the Justice Department is hiding nothing. Is that the retired CEO that you're referencing?
It is. He unredacted it after I found it. That's a problem. And I'm glad they've admitted they made a mistake by redacting that.
So you're saying it was...
Okay, look, I'm sorry to nerd out here, and he's an MIT guy, my dad is. Okay, so I get this sort of thinking. Look, ultimately, if you're that stupid that there's thousands of mentions of a person and you can't deduce via like the paragraph of the mention of the person, then you probably don't have any idea what the hell you're doing, okay? You have congressional staffers, attorneys that are looking into this that hate the president, and they want to get down to the truth, and you can give them credit for it, but ultimately, if it says CEO of this, blank name, I don't know, fucking get a clue. What year is it? Look it up. Who was in charge? This person is from here. This person is friends with this person. Connect it. PIs, detectives do this. Low salary employees do this all the fucking time. What a joke.
Redacted when you went in there today, and after you tweeted that, they unredacted it.
Correct. Now he's got 4 other names he needs to unredact. Did he respond to that? There's a list of 20 people, and there's 4 men in there that need to be unredacted. Here's another troubling thing that I found.
Can you say who those 4 men are tonight?
I don't think they're well known, and so if I did, it wouldn't matter, but I could probably...
Oh my, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on. Okay, so this is bullshit. And I'm upset, not because he's trying to get to the truth, but because he doesn't really fucking care. And I'm a white bread 55-year-old guy, I'm a nerd, I have like an aquaponic system in my Kentucky ranch. Dude, we don't give a fuck. Are you kidding me? Oh, well, they're not that relevant, so I won't name them. Well, then who cares? It's like saying, can you say where the treasure is in Burma? We're not going to Burma. We're not going to Indonesia to go find the fucking treasure. Well, I would say it, but you wouldn't know what jungle it's at. It's like, well, then just say it. Go ahead. I don't care. Jesus.
Them on the floor of the House, but I'll give the DOJ a chance to do what they did in these two examples, where I've discovered something and now they've responded. I want to give them a chance to respond. And
oh, cat and mouse. Oh, yeah, prod him. Oh, satisfy me. Oh, suck my balls.
But here's another problem, big problem that I discovered. There's big black screens of complete redactions. When you go in there and look on the computer, sometimes you lift off the black ink and there's white ink redacting files. And so when we asked the people in the room who weren't responsible for the redactions, they said, oh, we think those are how the files were given to us. Now, those are 302 forms that come from the FBI. And the FBI...
Which are witness interview.
Correct.
Forms,
witness
basically.
interview forms, which would have the names of people who are implicated in crimes by the witnesses and the victims. We can't see those. Now, the DOJ can say, well, this is how the FBI gave those to us. Here's the problem with it. The legislation that Ro Khanna and I wrote makes the DOJ responsible for producing the documents. But
I'm having an aneurysm here. Just get to the point. The FBI is responsible to the DOJ, and I wrote legislation in which there's ink that was lifted by these other people. So I asked the people that are not in charge of actually putting the ink on there, how the hell do you get the ink off of there? And so then, therefore, I cannot tell you the names that I literally fucking know, and don't even say conclusively that I can't tell you about. Okay.
Redactions. You know, the DOJ put up files and then they pulled them back down. And in December, they pulled them back down, redacted a little more and put them back up in some cases. Well, in this latest tranche, they've pulled files down. They haven't put them back up.
Dude, there's fucking 3 million files. This was yesterday, right? 3 million files. How much can you take down?
Computers. I can't.
And by the way, if people care that much, yeah, it's 3 million files, but I mean, those are like, what, gigabytes? We're not talking about like terabytes on terabytes, man. You can fit this on like an iPad, probably. Just fucking download it and then key F search, whatever, Control F, look it up,
the files
use AI.
I have hard copies.
It's 2026. This is not 2002. You don't have to go skim it. Jesus.
From where they were up on the internet.
But they're not even available internally to you, from what you can see.
As far as I can tell.
And you don't know why that is?
I have no idea why that is. And I would hope that when
this general expression, and I'm very picky about people's faces, but I care, where it goes like, I can't tell you. Fucking
go back to the
flamer.
DOJ tomorrow, they'll make those files available.
You mentioned that you may be able to say these names on the House floor. For people who don't know, that's because you're protected by a clause, basically, that provides immunity to representatives and senators for...
That's why, unless you fear assassination or they have blackmail on you as an upstanding Christian white dude, why the hell don't you just say it? I would say it. Do I know something? I don't think so. I guess he knows more about this. I think he's more implicated in this whole thing than he lets on, which is strange because he's the last person you suspect to do it. But maybe that's exactly why he's the fucking Judas goat.
For things that you say in your legislative sphere, for those actions. Are you willing to say those names on the floor?
Oh, absolutely. I am.
Okay.
If that will serve the survivors. If the survivors want me to, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's fucking hundreds of them. Yeah, one of them would have to say, actually, Congressman, I would rather not be exposed for whatever reason. And then he gets the cop out. It's very safe to say that, by the way. It's like if I were filming a wedding with 200 attendees and I say, I'll release it if every single person consents via email. Well, good luck getting those fucking responses.
But in the meantime, this is the kind of progress we need to make. We need the DOJ to admit that
again, kicking the can down the road, Congress to the presidency.
Files, and then to release their own files, which it looks like Todd Blanche just did tonight. He admitted that, and this is a very significant admission on his part, because you have the FBI director, Kash Patel, who came to Congress and told us there was nothing in these files that implicates any other men in sex trafficking of minors. Yet we've got a document now that Todd Blanche just unredacted tonight because I found it, that shows that Lex Wexner was a co-conspirator, according to the FBI, in 2019 when Trump was president.
And he's the former CEO of Victoria's Secret.
Correct.
I swear to God, I'm not even kidding, guys. I knew about this via Ryan Dawson in like 2019. I'm talking like junior year of high school. I look like I'm 30, but believe me, I was 16 6 years ago. And holy shit, really, about 7 years ago, I knew this. Unemployed, 16, didn't have a car. I knew it. I had fucking YouTube.com. I had Rumble or whatever it was. Chrome. This nigga acts like it's the hottest new gossip. I mean, it's like it's like, did you know Janet Jackson had a nip slip in 2004? And it's like, meanwhile, I'm holding a BlackBerry in 2012 on Tumblr. Like, really? Fucking dork.
Is known to have been in Epstein circle. That moment when Kash Patel testified previously, he said they uncovered no credible information about Epstein trafficking underage girls to anyone besides himself. I want to play that moment of what he testified.
Okay.
if anyone.
It's Cash Patel.
The case yesterday.
Okay, look, Cash Patel's an idiot. He's DEI. He sucks. Whatever. Dan Bongino, same person. Milo's gonna rip him to shreds. All right, so we're about almost done.
List Leslie Wexner as a co-conspirator in a child sex trafficking case. So, they've got some explaining to do.
Does that mean you think Cash Patel perjured himself?
I thought when he said that, maybe the trick he's using in his mind is that, well, he's considering it prostitution, and maybe what they have is.
Oh my God, yeah, okay, yeah, mercy me with this bullshit. Again, can you say the names? I probably could, but I'm not. Will you say it on the floor? I mean, I guess I could, but I probably won't. Did Cash Patel perjure himself? I mean, kind of, but fuck you, Thomas Massie. Let's have a fucking party whenever he loses his primary in a few months, okay? It's going to be a great summer, a very cold summer for these niggas, honestly. It's going to be pretty good. So anyways, like the video if you liked it. Comment down below your thoughts on this video. Subscribe if you want more content like this, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Adios.